Hey, this is Brandon, aka DJ Silk, and this is the End Podcast Paradigm Shifting, acting like I ain't been missing for a year. And I'm just going to get right into it because I'm really going to speak from my heart this episode. Because I woke up with everything put together. So hopefully I'm going to be able to articulate it concisely, clearly, and you're going to walk away from this episode inspired, motivated, and feeling good, even though it might not sound like you're going to feel good the way I'm going to start this out. But just buckle up, kids. Let's take a ride, okay? So the first phone call I got for this year, 2022, approximately 10:15 in the morning, was from my mom, letting me know that my aunt unexpectedly passed away. Transitioned, I should say. And definitely rocked our world. And throughout 2022, oddly enough, not oddly enough, this is life. The older you get, if you're able to make it through life, the longer you live, the more people you're going around you that you're going to experience them transitioning from you. That's just the way it goes. And so throughout this year, I've watched a number of people who are close to me, who are used to be close to me, lose people that shaped their world, that was very important to them. Very hard to watch, and also honestly, watching them go through their experience of the transitioning of people that meant the world to them only inspired me, motivated me to hug on, love on, express to, let the people know, the people around me who are important to me, let them know where they stand with me, how I feel about them, let them know that they're valued to me in their life, in my life, I should say. And not in the morbid, like, oh my gosh, you might not be here tomorrow, I might not be here tomorrow. Not in that way, not that kind of energy, not that kind of energy at all. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I want to make sure that if this is the last conversation we have, if this is the last time I see them, if this is the last text conversation we have, whatever it is, I want to know that if something should happen, if this is the last time, that I have not left anything on the table. I am 1,000% sure that they know the value and the importance and the love and the admiration, the appreciation, the respect, all of those things that I have for them. And so I know for some of the people in my life, they're probably like, Negro, calm your ass down. Like, I appreciate it, but it's probably a little much, but I can't help it. It's just the mindset that I have right now. And so, a couple of days ago, as we are coming to the close of 2022, another family member was lost, unexpected, not lost, transitioned. Another family member has transitioned, and her time on this planet in her human form, she's did a lot. She accomplished a lot. She was love, and so she didn't leave anything on the table. However, what she was trying to do for this coming up for the holidays is she wanted the family to get together, because that side of my family, we are not close. We are very fractured, disjointed, and she was making the effort to try to bring us together. And unfortunately, she is not going to be here in her human form to see that happen, if it even happens, beyond her service. So I know you're like, B, what the fuck, man? What's going on? What are you what are you trying to do? What are you trying to say here? So I have been trying to reboot this podcast for the past several months. Actually, since I decided to take the break and say, hey, I'll be back in a few weeks, blah, blah, blah. Just, going to take some time. Well, I've been trying, several times I've sat down, I've tried to, put episodes together because I wanted to really like come back with a bang and make sure that your time isn't wasted, nor is my time wasted, and that I'm leaving a positive imprint on your life. And I have started and stopped and started and stopped because I was looking for things to be perfect. I was looking to make sure I was looking for a level of performance that I could be proud of and comfortable with and confident about. And I never could make that happen for whatever reason. Well, I know what the reason is. I'm in my own way. And I'm sure everybody can relate to that. So here I am sitting down, really speaking from the heart, speaking off the top of my head, because this last transitioning of someone that's kind of in my world, along with some of the posts that I've seen from people that I follow, it in my life experience, it all has come together to get me to this point where I can sit down and know confidently that this episode is going to be put out. Now, shit, it might be another several months before you get another episode out of me. I'm just going to be very transparent. That's not my intention, but I'm just going to respect the way my life is right now and where my headspace is, that it just might take some time. But I'm able to sit down at this moment inspired and feel comfortable about doing this because I know that this message that I'm about to give to you is important, it has value. And so I'm actually happy to sit down. Okay. So the theme of this episode I'm posing that as a question. What are you waiting for? Huh? What are you waiting for? Throughout my life, I've heard people ask the question, what is the meaning of life? It's a good question, but I think it's the wrong question. I think the correct question is, why are we here? And in my heart of hearts, I believe that we are here to experience life as a human being. We are here to experience each other. We're here to experience the world around us. That's what it's all about. And when we make the decision to wait on doing things, we are cheating ourselves or even maybe in some cases denying ourselves the gift that life is supposed to be giving us, which is this human experience. And a lot of times, most of the time, the reason why we wait on doing things is because we are waiting for the perfect moment. We are waiting for a sign. We are waiting for it to feel right to make the whatever move that it is we want to make. And although nothing's 100% except for death, but there are times it's important to be strategic. It's important to be measured. It's important to be patient at times. But ultimately, being patient, being measured, being strategic, waiting for timing, you shouldn't allow that to get in the way of you actually getting started with whatever it is you want. If it's a new job, if it's getting in shape, if it's traveling more, if it's deciding that you've been living a solitary life and you're ready for love and you're ready for romance, I don't care what it is. There's a first step that you can take to make that happen. And just take this podcast, take hearing my voice, take me sitting down and cracking this mic and opening these cameras up and talking to you. Take that as a sign that it is time for you to get off your ass and make it happen. Now, the reason why I started out talking about the losses, that the transitions that have happened around me for this year 2022. um, I don't want to put morbid energy out there. That's not my intention. My intention is to use those transitions as an example and a reminder to you that we do not have unlimited time, right? And it's and I don't even want you to focus on your own mortality or the fact that, hey, you might not be here tomorrow. Because I'll be quite honest with you, as my job as a mover of people in the rideshare space, I have met a number of people who have transitioned and then come back. And not a one of them had a bad thing to say about what's on the other side of this human experience. In fact, all of them, well, except for one, because he was too young to really remember what happened, but all of them said it was very peaceful. And ultimately, they did not want to come back, but they came back because they had kids. They had things they know they had to be taken care of. And they were basically told, you need to go back. So, in terms of your own mortality, yes, I'm pointing at you. It's not anything that you need to worry about, because what's on the other side of this human experience is beautiful, peaceful, and great. When it comes to mortality, what you have to worry about, what you have to concern yourself with is the mortality of the people around you. The people who, when they transition, they leave you behind. So what this is about for me is encouraging you to not wait on not just your personal goals, the career changes, the education that you want, the projects you want to do, the life you want to live, the things you want to do, the love that you want to have, the kids you want to have, all those things. That's all well and good. But just keep in mind that there's people around you that all play a role in making those things happen. And you should not wait to incorporate them in the process. You should not wait to tell people how you feel about them. You should not, and that's good or bad. Good or bad, you can let it's just as important to tell somebody, express your love for them, or your admiration for them, or your crush on them, or whatever. It's just as important to do that as it is to let people know when they have done you wrong, or the things that they do that make you feel bad, and vice versa. It's important to get those things out there. Do it in a healthy, constructive, and measured way. But it's very important to do those things, because you don't know. You just don't know when that last conversation, that last interaction is going to be the last conversation, the last interaction that you have with them. Do not wait. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for a certain number of boxes to be checked off in your life in order to go ahead and get started with something. Now, again, it is important to have discernment and understand that, I understand 1,000% that timing is very important, right? You need to look at what's going on around you in order to make sure that when you take that first step, you're doing it at the optimal time. But the point is, you need to get into the frame of mind that you are actually going to take that step. Like when you cross the street, you just don't say, I'm going to cross the street and just run out in the street without looking both ways. You look both ways and you make sure that it's clear before you go. And if there's cars coming, then your ass waits until it is safe enough for you to make that move. My point is, when you get to that curb and you're about to cross the street, have the mindset that you're going to cross the street, and then look both ways. Instead of just like, yo, I want to cross the street, but I'm not going to go over there right now because, traffic's looking kind of heavy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to sit back here. No. I want you, as we close out 2022 and we move into 2023, I want you to make it your damn business to be aggressive about living your life and making moves, and stop living your life as if you have unlimited time, that you have unlimited opportunities to make the things you want to happen. That's all I'm saying. The same way that I sat down in front of this mic, in front of these cameras, and I started talking without no preparation. This is the beginning of this conversation that I had with myself happened in the shower. And I felt so strongly about it. I sat down and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take a chance, and whatever happens, it happens. And I'm going to put this episode out, regardless of how good or bad or succinct that I thought my message to you is. Because it is very important that we take full advantage of this gift called life. It is very important that we make moves so that we can experience all that we're supposed to experience, that we've been entitled to experience. I hope that you understand the message. I hope that my words have inspired you. I hope that I planted some seeds for you to start growing the life that you want to have from this moment forward. I hope that I have planted the energy and the motivation in your spirit to start being free with expressing your feelings towards the people around you. And not in a toxic, heavy, unhealthy way, not in a dangerous way. I'm just saying, let people know where they stand with you. And it's not just about the words, it's about the actions. In fact, if for the people who are in my life, I don't really pay attention to words anymore. It's all about your actions, because throughout my life, I've had plenty people have always had the greatest things to say about me, or, but have been very short on the actions. And ultimately the pleasure is in the actions. It's the words are great and everything, but the words are even better when they're backed up by action. So make sure that you are treating the people around you honestly, openly, and in the way that you want to be treated, and do not leave anything on the table. And by the way, anytime there's an opportunity that presents itself for you to bring a little joy or a lot of joy to a person's life, and the question is whether or not you should do it, the answer is always yes. You should always, 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 always take the opportunity to bring joy to the people around you, to the lives of the people around you. You should always take that opportunity, because again, we are here to experience life, right? And part of that experience is the energy and the effort that we throw towards the people around us. Because as nice as it is to be treated well and to be gifted things and all that good stuff, it feels so much better to give and to provide joy to others. So make sure that you are not cheating yourself or anybody else out of the opportunity to create joy in their lives. Okay. All right. So I'm done for this episode of the End Podcast, Paradigm Shifting. Thank you for sharing this time. If you have comments, feedback, whatever, leave it in the comment section. I'm happy to hear from you. I'm happy to hear the good and the bad. Doesn't matter. Just let me know how I'm doing, or how I did, at least for this episode. And we'll see how quickly I can get back on the horse and keep churning out this content. In the meantime, if you need to hear more from me, or if you want to hear more from me, there is the Cultured Misfits podcast that is currently in production, and definitely keeping up with that. It's a good time. There's also Soul School that's on my Mixcloud and Twitch. Live mixes. It's a great time. Just look for DJ Silk 12. That is my screen name. Screen names on Twitch and on mixcloud.com. And you can follow me at DJ Silk on Instagram. And if you go to the bio and click on the link, you will see the links to everything that I'm doing. Okay. So guys, thank you for sharing this time. I really appreciate you. I love you for this. Go out, be great, do great things, live your best life. Do not cheat yourself out of the experience of living this thing called life. Stop looking for the perfect moment. Okay. The perfect moment is right now for you to get started. The perfect moment is right now, this moment for you to get started. Okay. All right. Thank you. Be safe. Happy holidays to all of you. And man, let's make 2023 great. All right. I'm out.